Hello and welcome to this edition of UCentral News. I'm Patrick Talbot.
And I'm Jackson Rowbottom.
And war is on the horizon with tensions between Russia and Ukraine reaching an all-time high. Ukraine wants to join NATO, of which the arch-rival of Russia, the U.S., is a part of, which has angered Moscow. Russia doesn't want NATO to allow Ukraine to be a member because it will expand NATO's footprint to their border. It also makes Ukraine eligible for collective support by members of NATO in a potential attack.
That's right. NATO considers an attack against one of its members an attack against all of them. And with Russia currently having in excess of 150,000 troops at the Ukraine border waiting to invade, an attack looks ever more likely.
And Russia is on the verge of an invasion into Ukraine as Russia continues to build up resources at the border. Over 100 violations on Russia's part, as well as continuous contradictory statements about scaling back the wartime efforts, have led to extreme concern around the globe about war in Europe. U.S. officials warned that an attack could happen at any time today. UCO Shannon Schwash spoke to an expert on the matter about what we can expect.
With the tension between Russia and Ukraine increasing, the possibility of a full-scale conflict becomes more probable.
Over the last few days, we've seen reports of a major uptick in violations of the ceasefire by Russian-backed fighters attempting to provoke Ukraine and the Donbass.
Although a military conflict between the United States and Russia is unlikely, how would a theoretical war between Russia affect us? Dr. Lauren Gage at the Political Science Department says that isn't the concern.
There is no prospect, I believe, for an actual war between the United States and Russia. That's not the issue, I think, facing us. It's whether or not, A, the Russians will invade Ukraine under whatever pretext, and secondly, if they did do that, what would be the American response? I don't think, however, an American military response to a Russian invasion is at all something that anybody contemplates at the present time.
President Joe Biden plans to impose sanctions on Russia if a full-scale conflict were to occur.
We're ready to impose severe sanctions on Russia if it further invades Ukraine.
But how will that affect us?
We have no significant economic relationship with Russia at this time. Russia is an important commodity exporter to the rest of the world, and their actions do affect the price of important raw materials, most notably energy. But the United States itself has no meaningful dependence upon Russian natural resources, and nothing the Russians could do or not do to us would have any impact upon us economically in that sense.
From Edmond, Oklahoma, I'm Shannon Chua, UCentral News.
And Ukraine isn't just worried about Russia's mounting offense on their border. There's also manufactured conflict on the home front as well. To continue.
What Ukraine fears is that Russia is manufacturing a humanitarian and military crisis in the disputed Donbass region of eastern Ukraine, and that it will use this as a pretext for war. Now, we may have seen an example of that today. Russia claimed that its troops clashed with what it called the Ukrainian reconnaissance and saboteur team that had made an incursion into Russian territory. Russia also claimed that Ukraine had attacked a border post. Now, Ukraine's foreign minister was very quick to deny this. He said there had been no incursion, there was no clash with Russian troops, that no Ukrainian troops had attacked Russian territory, and that no border post had been attacked by Ukraine. As far as Ukraine is concerned, Russia's claims are a complete fabrication. Now, this is part of a pattern that we've been seeing in the last few days, but also an escalation. Recently, we've been seeing a stream of videos being put out by Russian-backed separatists in that disputed Donbass region, claiming attacks by Ukrainian troops. However, when CNN teams have investigated these videos, many of them appear to have been staged and recorded many days before. What we have today, however, the claim by Russia is the first by the Russian military. So it does seem to be certainly an escalation of the rhetoric. There is a glimmer of hope for diplomacy, however. French President Emmanuel Macron says that he has been able to get in principle an agreement between U.S. President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin to sit down for talks at a summit. However, earlier today, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said that there were, quote, no concrete plans for any such summit yet. Atika Schubert in Lviv, Ukraine.
And to continue giving hope to democracy, President Joe Biden agreed in principle to a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin with the condition that Russia cannot further invade Ukraine. The potential meeting was proposed by French President Emmanuel Macron and comes amid threats of an imminent war.
And Ukraine has reason to worry when it comes to a potential war with Russia. The Kremlin says Russian President Vladimir Putin will recognize separatist-held regions in eastern Ukraine. President Putin gave lengthy remarks on Monday evening outlining the formation of the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic under communist rule in the 20th century. He says that Ukraine was entirely created by communist Russia and that Russia had strong claims to the land. He also accused Ukrainian forces of shelling civilian area in Donbass, where the separatist Luhansk and Donetsk Oblast regions are. Biden recently announced that economic involvement with the separatist-held regions in Ukraine is forbidden. The Putin-controlled Duma has been calling on Minister Putin to recognize the independence of those regions. And in other news involving presidents, the city of Edmond offices as well as libraries will be closed Monday, February 21st in observance of President's Day and reopen the following Tuesday.
And with regards to COVID, today the state health department reports 1,047 new COVID-19 cases. It's a major decrease from where we were at this time last month, when new cases had reached over 14,000.
And average daily COVID cases and hospitalizations are continuing to decline in the U.S. Total confirmed cases reported Saturday barely exceeded 100,000 COVID-19 hospitalizations for this week, are down to just over 80,000 according to the CDC. And switching gears to the weather today, it seems a little cloudy today, but overall it's been pleasant. What would you say, Jackson?
It has been pleasant, a little bit breezy out there, but I also know we're going to get a little bit of a deja vu from the last week as well. We're going to toss it over CJ for a first look. CJ, what can we expect to see in the weather coming up?
Well, that's right, Jackson.
We're having some technical difficulties. The $9.2 million Danforth Waterline project is upsizing the water line running along Danforth Road from the existing tower and soccer fields to the UCO area. Northbound Boulevard will continue to be reduced down to one lane because of the ongoing construction and is expected to last 3 weeks. And the road on 2nd Street and Bryant Avenue in Edmond is still undergoing construction. On February 11th, crews shifted the open lanes to the newly finished side of the road to continue the $7.5 million project. Drivers will no longer be able to turn left from westbound 2nd Street onto southbound Bryant Avenue or from northbound Bryant Avenue onto westbound 2nd Street. Once completed, there will be a dual left turn lanes and a right turn lane in each direction.
That's right, and renovations at the newly named Chad Richardson Stadium are underway as well, with many exciting upgrades for students and fans alike. These improvements will include a waterfall, video board, and second level of seating on the east side of the stadium. And this new expansion will provide 2,000 additional seats to go along with a new ticket booth, concession stands, and restrooms to complete the project.
And Sandra Thompson, the DMA Interim Assistant Dean and Professor of Music, will be recognized by the UCO African American Faculty and Staff Association, along with the Black Student Association, for the You Made a Difference Award. Thompson will receive the award today in the Nye University Center Ballroom A for her 33 years of service at UCO.
And Sandra Thompson isn't the only one winning awards. UCentral's Brady Gray went to the Oklahoma City Fairgrounds to see what the Cattlemen's Congress contest was all about.
This one is Tucker, and he is a cross, and the other one is Dale, and he is a Maine.
Welcome to the Cattlemen's Congress, a new livestock show in OKC for the cattle industry. And for the exhibitors here, it takes a lot to get these beautiful animals show ready.
Learning how to stand and learning how to walk with your head up and getting them to the perfect weight and their hair the perfect color and washing them, and a lot of late nights and early mornings, and some days it's hard mentally, but you know that it's worth it all in the end.
And that's just leading up to the show. The day of is a different story. The cattle get what's called full fit. This includes gluing and combing the hair into the shape that you want, using clippers to trim off any excess on the edges, and then painting back over the hair to get a deep, rich fur color. Then it's time to get into the ring.
Walking in the show ring, your mind's racing. You're looking at the judge constantly, making eye contact, wanting him to look at you. You're walking them at a certain speed, holding their head up at a certain angle, and you have to set them up. Feet have to be perfect. They have to look like they're edited in a picture. And in your mind, you're thinking, does he look good? Are his back feet too close together? It's a lot.
But despite it being so stressful, something still makes it all worth it.
The feeling of going in the show ring, and even if you don't come out with anything, you still know that you did your best to do whatever you did.
Reporting from the Oklahoma City Fairgrounds, Brady Gray, UCentral News.
And coming up, we will have more about the weather, hopefully.
That's right, and our man CJ is going to tell us what to expect after the break. Don't go anywhere.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back to UCentral News. I'm CJ Craig, and I'm here with your weather update. Hopefully this time you can hear me a little better. But sitting here in Edmond right now, we're sitting at about 72 degrees. Very windy outside. The fire risk is very high right now as we see crews are battling fires up in Edmond, North Edmond right now. As you can see, the winds are blowing south at about 20 miles per hour. We are going to be experiencing a little gusty winds blowing up to about 30 miles an hour. The humidity's not too bad right now, sitting at about 50%, and it's feeling like it's 70 degrees outside. So it's feeling like a very nice day here in Edmond, but that's going to change very, very soon as we start to move throughout the week. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather headlines. Right now, we do have a wind and fire risk in effect for most of Oklahoma as the wind and the dryness are taking over most of the state. We are going to have another winter storm possibility. I know, folks, you're tired of all the winter storms. I am too, but Oklahoma weather is never what it seems. We're also going to see some steep temp drops as we start to move throughout the week and that front starts to move into Oklahoma. So let's go ahead and check current conditions around the state right now. Currently sitting in the metro area, about 69 degrees, feeling very nice indeed. Guyman sitting at about 75, 70s, 60s all across the state. A very, very nice day, very warm outside. but also very windy as well. So it's going to be a very, very nice day going forward throughout today. And let's go ahead and check out tonight's forecast. As you can see, we're going to see that storm front start to move in, that first leg of that storm front. It's going to bring some shower chances with it. It's also going to bring some colder air as well underneath. As you can see, our low is going to be 33 degrees with showers. And then with the winds blowing south at about 15 to 20 miles per hour, very windy night to night as we start to move in. Rain percent only about 40% as we start to see those showers. So they're going to be scattered showers for the most part, but there is that chance for some storms tonight. Let's go ahead and check around lows around the state tonight. As you can see up there in Guyman, 15 degrees. Wow, it's going to be cold up there. Oklahoma City sitting at about 33 degrees. And as you can see, the southern part of the state, you guys aren't going to feel that Arctic air just yet. However, it is coming to you guys, as you guys are still be sitting at about 60 degrees tonight. Let's go ahead and check the highs for tomorrow around the state. And as you can see, that's when that cold air is going to start to move its way throughout the metro area, as the high in Oklahoma City is going to be 37 degrees. Guyman, 29. Ponca City up there sitting at about 30 degrees. And the western part of the state is going to feel a little bit warmer. Let's go ahead and check out our daily forecast for tomorrow. It's going to be a cool morning tomorrow morning, sitting at about 43 degrees. So whenever you're getting up, going to work, it's going to be very cold, very cool, windy, a little bit out there. And then coming into noon, we're going to see that temperature start to drop significantly throughout the day as we start to move throughout the day. And we're going to see 38 degrees with gusty skies, very sunny skies as well. And then at 7 p.m. down to 35 degrees. Let's go ahead and check our 7-day forecast real quick. As you can see, Monday sitting about 76 degrees, feeling very nice. And then that temperature is going to very significantly drop as we start to move throughout the week. As you can see, Tuesday night, the low is going to be 16 degrees. Thursday night, 13 degrees. It's going to get very, very cold. It's going to be a day where you're going to want to bring out the jackets and the beanies and the gloves as we start to see some of this colder weather here in Oklahoma. Guys, that's all I have for weather right now. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, CJ. And we will have more about UCentral music after the break.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hello, and welcome to the Central Music Scene. I'm Tyler Lurch, and I've been a musician for over 10 years, and I'm also involved with the local music scene here in Oklahoma. I'm going to be bringing you all the latest news concerning local artists, shows, releases, and national music news. Last weekend, Ed Sheeran played his hit song Bad Habits on the 2022 Brit Awards show, and he featured special guest Bring Me the Horizon. Following the show, the two artists decided to fully record their version of the song and release it on February 17th. The song already has 1.4 million views on YouTube and has over 2.3 million plays on Spotify. I personally love the track, and I think it's a huge step up for Bring Me the Horizon, who started out as a deathcore band and is now playing nationally televised music awards shows. If you'd like to check out the song, it's available on all streaming services now. On Saturday, February 18th, pop artist Oliver Tree released his latest album, Cowboy Tears. The album features songs like Cowboys Don't Cry and Freaks and Geeks.
Baby, let's take one last ride.
The album seems to be a total overhaul of Oliver Tree's aesthetic, with cowboy hats, baby blue suits, and goatees replacing Jenko jeans, bowl cuts, and scooters as the imagery. If you'd like to check out the album, it's available on all streaming services now. Sunday, February 20th would have been Kurt Cobain's 55th birthday. Cobain was well known as the frontman of grunge band Nirvana, who saw great success after 1991's release Nevermind. The band released 5 studio albums, and the final lineup consisted of Kurt Cobain on vocals and guitar, Pat Smear on guitar, Chris Novoselic on bass, and Dave Grohl on drums and vocals. Finally, for today, pull on your black Vans and straighten your hair. Coheed and Cambria is coming to the Diamond Ballroom tomorrow, February 22nd. The band will be supported by Sheer Mag on their The Great Destroyer Tour. Tickets are $31 and proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test are required for entry, and doors will be at 7 p.m. Well, that's all I have for you today. Be sure to check in on Wednesday for this week's lineup of shows in OKC, as well as more music news. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Tyler. And in other news as well, Sunday, February 20th marked the end of this year's Winter Olympics in Beijing. This year was a struggle for the United States as far as gold medals go. And the USA had 8 gold medals and finished 4th in the gold medal count this year. But 10 silver medals and 7 more bronze medals saw the U.S. place 3rd in the overall medal count with 25 total medals.
And that's right. The only teams with more combined medals were Germany with 27 and Norway with 37. The next Winter Olympic Games will be held in Italy between the 2 cities of Milan and Cortina in 2026. And when we come back, more sports talk with Peyton Scott for Bronco Athletics. Don't go anywhere.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Let's go ahead and toss it over to Peyton Scott with his update on Broncos sports for Monday. Peyton, what do you got for us?
Welcome back, Broncos sports fans. I'm Peyton Scott, and this is your Monday sports update. The number 18th ranked. The number 18th ranked. Keep going. The number 18th ranked Central Oklahoma Broncos came back.
the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bo.
Welcome back, Broncos sports fans. I'm Peyton Scott, and this is your Monday Sports Update. The number 18th ranked Central Oklahoma Broncos came back from a double-digit halftime deficit on Saturday at Northeastern State to pull off a double-digit win. Central improves to 22-4 with the win, and UCO 17-3 in the MIAA. UCO is back in first place in the league standings as well. Northwest Missouri State lost a home game against Washburn this weekend, and the Broncos move a half a game ahead of the Bearcats in the MIAA standings. There are 2 games left in the regular season. UCO is scheduled to host Central Missouri Wednesday and Missouri Southern next Saturday. The MIAA announced today that Central Oklahoma senior forward Kelsey Johnson is this week's Women's Basketball Athlete of the Week. It's the 4th time this season Johnson has earned the award. Johnson averaged 25 points and 11 rebounds per game over the course of the last week. She shot 77.8% in the 2 games over the weekend. She also went a combined 8 for 11 from the free throw line, helping the Broncos win 2 road games over Northeastern State and Rogers State. Onto the softball diamond, the Lady Broncos came out this weekend 4-0 with wins over Oklahoma Baptist, Harding, Chadron State, and Arkansas Tech. UCO played Arkansas Tech yesterday. J.C. Minter, Shaylee Odom homered and drove 3 runs. Drove in 3 runs, and the Broncos finished with 12 hits, 7 of them being extra bases, and picking up their 9th straight win, with 8 of those W's coming at home. UCO improves to 11-2. UCO takes on UCentral today and is currently playing that game right now to finish play in the 4-day Bronco Invitational. The Central Oklahoma tennis team put its 4th straight W in the win column after their 2 wins this weekend over Midwestern State and Tyler Junior College, winning both team match scores of 5-2 Sunday morning in a showdown against Tyler JUCO. UCO's number 1 duo, May Canty and Christine Canty, took on the number 1 rated duo in JUCO and lost in a close match 6-4. And that's everything I have for sports today. More news, scores, and updates on everything UCO athletics. Visit broncosports.com. Have a great day, Bronco fans, and welcome. We'll take it back to Jackson and Patrick.
Thanks, CJ.
And here in just a minute, we're going to take a look at CJ's last bit of weather. But what do you see as far as the weather comes right now? What are we going to be expecting?
Not too much. I think we're going to get some cold weather coming in here lately. CJ, what do you got for us for this week? Looks like we're having...
Yep, so as far as weather goes, CJ's going to have that for us, and we're going to toss it over to him now.
Well, that's right. It's going to be a little bit of a cold week tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 7-day forecast real quick. As we can see on Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to see that ice storm start to move in. That's going to be danger days for us. And then going into the weekend, we're going to see some of that colder air start to move out as it starts to get warmer. Guys, that's all. That's it for weather. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, CJ. And we're going to have, I guess, a wild week here in weather here in Edmond, Oklahoma, and across the state. So just make sure you guys be safe. Watch the roads, watch the school closings and stuff like that. That's all the time we have today.